Hello everybody, welcome back to Scuba Ty, and today we are going to be going over the GoPro Hero 11 Black. So what I'll be doing here today is I will be unboxing the GoPro Hero 11 Black in front of you guys, and then I will go over the features and specs of it, and I'll compare it to previous GoPro models to see if it's worth the upgrade, and I will put that all together and see if it's really worth buying for scuba diving. So it is the newest GoPro to buy, starting at a price tag of $400, or if you want to, you can buy the subscription with it, which reduces the price to $350. Alright, so I will be opening it right now. Alright, it comes in this case. Pretty nice. I don't remember the other GoPros coming in with a case, so let's open it up. And then, okay, this is what it looks like inside. Got the GoPro, the charger, and it looks like some instructions up here. I'll go into it more. So we got the simple instructions on how to charge it and how to, looks like mount it on your helmet or something else. Just some tips, I guess. And then also just the manual. See what you're doing. And then you got the charger right here. You got a mount. You got the battery right here. Extra, maybe it's an extra battery. I'm not sure. We'll see in a second. Then we got another little mount thing, and then the little screw to screw it on. And then the thing that we've been waiting for is the GoPro itself. It's wrapped around in this like papery sticker. So unpeel that. Let's see here. Okay. Kind of reminds me on how Apple wraps it. It all comes off really nicely. Oh, right when I said that, it didn't come off very nicely, but okay. So here's the GoPro. It's got the big screen in the front. I've had the GoPro Hero 7 Black, so I've never had the screen in the front, so it should be nice. It's a little bit bigger than the other GoPro models, just a tad, a little bit bulkier, but first impressions, it looks like a nice camera, and especially good for scuba diving or snorkeling, just because how rugged it is. And yeah, so we'll get into it. So after opening it, it does not come with a battery inside it, so it only comes with one battery instead of two. So after opening, it comes with the case, comes with the GoPro itself, the battery, a mount and a screw, and also the charger. So some features that this camera has is that right when you plug it in to charge it, all your data that you have recorded and stuff, it'll automatically upload to the cloud, which is really nice. So after you're going on a dive or something, right when you connect to Wi-Fi and charge your GoPro, instead of manually worrying about that like I have in the past, it kind of stinks doing, it will automatically do that while you're in between dives if you have Wi-Fi. So that's pretty nice. It's a nice feature. It also does have a new image sensor and can record up to 5.3K resolution. It also has a 27 megapixel camera, which is pretty crazy to think about, because usually when I'm thinking about a good camera, it's around 10 to 20 megapixels, and those can range from $500 to over like thousands of dollars. And this GoPro is only $400, so thinking about it, it's a really good camera. GoPro also improved the hyper-smooth stabilization video feature. So what this is, like, let's say you're going down like a bumpy road, riding your bike or whatever, instead of making it all choppy, it'll be nice and smooth for you. So while scuba diving, you don't know what can happen. You're trying to record a fish, the current picks up, can be rough, you know, so it'll be nice and smooth, and you don't have to worry about keeping the camera so still and steady. It is waterproof up to 33 feet, so if you're snorkeling or whatever, you don't have to worry about including a housing, but if you are diving, you probably do have to get a dive housing just so you don't end up breaking the camera. Also, another cool feature is that it sends the highlights of your videos directly to your phone. So let's say you've been recording for a long time and a cool like school of fish just swims by. It'll take that small clip of the fish from that entire long video that you recorded and it'll send it to your iPhone, which is pretty cool. So if you are a diver, snorkeler, or even a traveler, you might be wondering if I should upgrade, to the next GoPro, if you already have a previous GoPro or if you just have a regular camera. Well, I am going to compare my old GoPro Hero 7 Black with this new GoPro Hero 11 Black just to see if it's really worth it to spend the extra money for. So the GoPro Hero 11 Black has a way better camera than the GoPro Hero 7 Black. The 11 has a 27 megapixel camera, while the 7 only has a 12 megapixel camera. It's more than double the megapixels, so if you're taking pictures and all, I definitely recommend the Hero 11 Black over the 7. The Hero 11 Black also has 4 times optical zoom, while the Hero 7 Black has 2 times optical zoom. If you're scuba diving, there's a lot of small, cool creatures that you're going to see, like small brittle starfish, seahorses, other small corals, small crustaceans, and I want a camera that I'm going to be able to zoom up on really, really close, because it's really hard if you had experience while trying to record or take pictures while scuba diving. It's really hard to get close to something without scaring it. So the more I can zoom in, the better. The GoPro Hero 11 also has a 2.27 inch screen size, while the GoPro Hero Black is a 2-inch screen size. There's not much of a difference, but I would rather have a bigger screen size because it's also hard to see underwater while you're trying to operate the camera. So the bigger the screen size, the better. The video resolution also in the GoPro Hero 11 Black, you can go up to 5.3K, while in the GoPro Hero 7, you only can get 4K. 4K is really, really good, but if you really, really want to take a step up and have even higher resolution, go with the Hero 11 Black. So I do believe that the GoPro Hero 11 Black does have a way better battery than the GoPro Hero 7 Black, but if you are recording in 5.3K, it's going to reduce your battery life a lot. It's only going to give you about around 61 minutes of battery life, which isn't that much. But compared to the GoPro Hero 7 Black, if you record in 4K, you'll get 65 minutes of that time. So just make sure that if you are recording in that high resolution, get an extra battery or two, because it's going to make your GoPro die really fast. So if you do have a Hero 7 Black or an older model of GoPro, I do suggest that you should upgrade to the next version of GoPro. If you do have an older, a newer version than the GoPro Hero 7, like an 8 or a 9, then I would suggest keeping it, because it has pretty much the same technology as the GoPro Hero 11, just slightly better. But if you do have a 7 or older, then I suggest upgrading your GoPro. So on to the main question of the video. Should you buy a GoPro to record and take pictures while scuba diving instead of a higher end camera? The first pro of the GoPro Hero 11 Black is that it's a cheaper alternative compared to other cameras. This GoPro Hero 11 Black is only $400 compared to other cameras, which could range up to thousands and thousands of dollars. And I just think that it's a way cheaper option if you are looking for a good camera that you're not looking to spend so much money on. GoPros are also very easy to learn and to use. While I'm scuba diving, I don't have to worry about adjusting the focus, the zoom, or anything. All I have to do is pretty much press a button and keep my hand kind of still, and the video will look good. There's already so much to worry about while scuba diving. Why complicate it by getting a really expensive camera that you don't know how to use, when you could just buy a GoPro and learn it easy and quick? Another pro for the GoPro Hero 11 Black is that it's very small and compact. Usually when you're carrying a camera, you think that it's going to be bulky, and when you're diving, you could get entangled with your hoses or whatever. But with the GoPro, you could just hang it right on your BCD, and since it's so small, it's just going to be right along your chest, and you can just grab it whenever you need to. And also, when you're making when you have a boat dive, instead of making a forward descent or a backwards roll, you don't have to worry about carrying all that that huge camera, including your hoses and everything else you need. So having that GoPro so small, it would be easier to enter the water instead of having something huge and bulky to mess with your entry. So onto the cons list. With other cameras, you could definitely take higher quality photos and videos. The videos are pretty good with the GoPro, and the photos, they are increasing the megapixels, which make it greater for photos. But if you really want to have a great still of a photo where you're zoomed up on something very small, like a seahorse or something like that, you're probably going to have a better time with a much more expensive and higher quality camera, because you could adjust the zoom as much as you want and the focus, and you're going to have more features on that with a different camera. So if you are going to be taking small, like pictures of very small items, or want something very, very high resolution, like the stuff you see in dive magazines, then I suggest you going towards a different route than the GoPro. Another con that the GoPro holds is that you need to buy a separate dive housing in order to dive with it. This isn't too much of a hassle. It's around like $60, which isn't too bad, but it's nice to have it already built in on the camera, just so you don't have to worry about putting it on and taking it off and all this other stuff. But I noticed that the dive housing does muffle the sound if you're recording above water. So make sure, if you do have that dive housing on and you want to record above water, I would take it off so you can hear the sound, and only put it on when you are scuba diving. Another con that the GoPro has is that battery life kind of stinks. If you're recording in that higher resolution, you're only going to get about an hour of battery life, so you do want to make sure that you bring extra batteries on the boat, so in between your dives you just exchange batteries and you're all good. Now, just a reminder, I am not an expert on this. I am just a fellow scuba diver that has dove with GoPros in the past, and I just wanted to give you my information on if you should upgrade a older GoPro to a newer GoPro, on if you're scuba diving, snorkeling, or traveling, and if you are getting into scuba diving with recording or taking pictures, on if you should start simple with a GoPro, or if you should take the next step up to a higher dive camera. So my overall opinion is to buy a GoPro if you are a beginner, because since you're a beginner, you're still trying to figure out your buoyancy, how to control your air, and stuff like that. So you don't want too much to worry about. So having a GoPro would be nice and easy just to take your videos and pictures with. And also, if you also do probably want a GoPro if you just want general videos of your dive, just so you can look in the past of your past dives and just see what you saw and just remember all that stuff. But if you do want really good stills and good pictures and videos and very high detailed, I would go with the more expensive cameras out in the market. But I do suggest that you should be like a more intermediate to advanced diver, just because you don't have to worry about, just since you're like a good diver and you know what you're doing and you're not like worried about all this stuff that you have to do, I would go for the more advanced camera. So I do apologize for not being able to show you actual footage from the GoPro Hero 11 Black, but all my upcoming videos will be recorded with that camera, so you'll get to see then. Thanks again for watching this video. If you did learn something today, or if I did help you on making your decision on what camera to buy, then please hit that like and subscribe button. If you are wanting to see more scuba diving and snorkeling videos, you're in luck, because in March, I will be traveling to Cancun to go snorkeling and scuba diving, and even traveling a bunch of ruins. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time on Scuba Tie.